Hey there folks, welcome back to Beulahland Farms. We are late in the day on the second part of April, and I am trying to get a little bit of cleanup work done. Let's move this truck out here. We do have, actually we have a load of wood chips in the chipper, and so what I've done, this tree line along this field was just really close to the edge of the field, so I've gone along with the chipper and kind of just, trim the trees back a bit away from the edge of the field, just to open it up a little bit, keep the helpers and myself from running into the trees. And then over here on this field, kind of did the same thing, just took it back just a little bit. So we have the pile of manure still here. I've put the skid steer bucket down into the spreader, keep someone from stealing it overnight. And we're going to move this on out of the field too. Now another field that I need to do this this exercise on is that big field behind the main farm. There is a lot of trees that are up near the edge of the field, and so we need to get that taken care of at some point. And actually, you know what, let's do this. Let me hop back over to the truck. We're going to send it on its merry way. Let me pull it past the tractor. That should be good. And then let's just send it to empty at the farmer's market. There we go. All right, that should go. Don't know where it's going. I don't know what it's doing. Okie dokie. We'll let it go. Alright, so we're going to take this back over. Ooh, what is he doing? We're going to take this back over to the original farm, the OG farm, and drop it off. And then we're probably going to... I'm kind of torn right now. It is April 2nd, and we need to do some planting. The problem is I don't have a planter that can plant our corn, because I think we want to plant some corn. But it's getting so late in the day, I don't know if we're going to be able to have time. We may have to pull an all-nighter. Try and get at least one of the fields planted now to get a jump on it. So another thing that I did, you notice the money's up, $192,000. Mostly that is because of the wood chips. Them things sell very well. I took several loads off. That made quite a few. But hey, I've got a wood hauling trailer now. I did take it over. You see, we've got some more planks, or not planks, timbers here, or wood beams, I guess it is, going. And I did a, what do you call it? It's one of those contracts, a deadwood contract. Did a deadwood contract, went over, took the skid steer, everything. So that's part of why April is just gotten away from me. A lot of time has gone by. So I was able to get a little bit of wood in there. It's not a lot, but it'll get me going. So one thing we're going to do is, I know that we have these drying silos here, but I wasn't real crazy about the way they worked out. So I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of them, and we're just going to go ahead and sell them. We'll just pretend like we tore them down. Won't get really anything back out of them. Let's go ahead and sell that, and sell that one. All right, very good. I've already taken the dry corn over to our silo, and so that has been done. Let's see. So, it's only 6 o'clock. We can get, but it's raining. Should I plant in the rain? I think we're going to make a mess of it. I think we are. So let's look at the calendar here real quick. So I do want to plant some corn. So we're in April. So I have May. I tell you what, let's just wait until the weather clears out. We'll get the corn planted in May. We're going to do 2 fields in corn. It's going to be field 43 right here, and then field 41. We have 49 that's grass, and 48 is our rice. We are going to have to put some more manure on the rice field. So matter of fact, let's go ahead and take this tractor back over there, because we're going to need that in the morning. We can go ahead and knock that out really quick, and then get the field flooded. So I have added in a mod. I've actually added a couple mods in. I did add the Plains and Prairie DLC. Possibly we can get to using some of that equipment on this playthrough, maybe. We'll see. And then I've also added in a mod. It's extreme, what's it called? Extreme Cell Unlocker or something like that. It allows me to have more used vehicles in the shop. So that's kind of exciting. I do like the used equipment, being able to buy that. So we've got that now, so that might unlock some possibilities for us going along. All right, we're just gonna park this right here. Let me go find the truck, see how it's doing. Wood chip truck. So we're just gonna let that run. I think that'll be okay. Let's go ahead and sleep. I don't think it's gonna matter. Now I am selling the wood chips right now, but it is not the best time of the year to be selling those. But we're making what we can make. I don't have anywhere to store them, so it is what it is. We're just getting rid of. Of course, we're still making quite a bit of cash. So that's not too bad. All right, so we are now in May. So first things first, let's check a few things. Sawmill, it is out of wood, so let's go ahead and deactivate that. And let's check our sheep. They still have plenty of meadow, but I do need to pay attention to that. They may need some hay here pretty soon. Let's see our stock checker. So we do have, okay, so we have some wood beams we can sell, 73,000. The dry corn is not at the max value right now, but if we have to get rid of that, we just have to. So let's see if we can get our truck. I'm going to take over from it for just a second, and we'll get this emptied out, and I'll send it back to the farm. Now, one thing so I did buy this Brantner trailer. It was in the used vehicle section. It basically doubles our capacity hauling with this truck. However, when the truck tipper there, dump bed part of the truck dumps, it does hit the trailer. So this is not working out great, but it'll be a good temporary tool that we can use until we can afford something a little bit better. All right, so $12,000 off of that load there. Oh, let's see. All right, there we go. Got that going to the main farm. So we have some work to be done. So first things first, I want to get this going here. I want to let a helper use me. I'm going to use a helper. I gotta move that skid steer. Nobody stole it. That's good. I think the manure got a little wet and heavier there. All that rain. All right, so I am actually going to use a helper here. Let's do this. Let's start with the headlands, and we're just going to 3 headlands. Good grief. Okay. All right. We'll just let it go. See what happens. Well, that's going to happen here. Let's see. I just want to make sure everything's good. All right, looks like it's lined up. So I need a planter. We actually looks like we have rain coming again. So this tractor here has 261 horsepower, and our big tractor has 625. But I found a planter I want to use at least to start off with in this playthrough. And it is this down. Let's see, I've passed it already. There we go. So I found this Kinzi planter. And we're going to give this a shot now. Once again, I have not tested the mod, but hopefully it works out okay. We are going to go ahead and add the liquid fertilizer tanks. We'll leave the road cleaners on. This is a 9-meter width, so it's not super wide or anything. I think it'll be a good starter tractor. Oh, and it only requires 100 horsepower. So we could actually use this tractor here to pull it. It'll probably work out better than using the big case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this guy help me out here for a bit. I'm going to do a couple little tidy up things around the farm. I think I'm going to go ahead and run those beams down to the sell point. We'll get those sold, and then we're going to bring it back in, and we'll go grab that planter and get to going on our cornfields. Well, it does not come any closer than this. 104 liters left in the spreader. I think there's one little spot. Yeah, it's right over here. I don't know that it's that big a deal, but we'll see if we can find it. I am not seeing it. Let's see. Oh, I've gone too far. I think that's it right there. Should be right here. Let's see if we're on it. Yeah. But I don't know if we're going to have enough. There we go. We're out. And the entire field. Actually, I'm telling you, we cut it so close, but that was just about perfect. All right. So we've got 2 applications of fertilizer on the rice. So we need to go ahead and flood the field. There we go. And since we're putting some water back in there, we can go ahead and get the crawfish going again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this over. Actually, you know what? We're going to send this back to our main farm. We'll let that go there, and then let me hop in the truck here because the dealership actually had a pallet of brood stock for the crawfish that they really needed to get rid of. I think it was an extra from an order they had made. So we went ahead and picked it up. Knew it was fixing to get going again. And we're just going to pull over here. Ooh, hit the boat. Let's see if this... Yep, there we go. And then we can go ahead and get the crawfish growing again. Let's see. Let's go ahead and activate that. All right. So we are good to go. We got rice growing. We've got crawfish growing. And so we're doing really well. So we are actually going to go down to the shop. I think I'm going to try to pull this planter back down to the farm with the truck. I've seen this done many a time. They're moving the equipment from field to field, and they use a truck sometimes to move things like this. Yeah, especially if you don't need any hydraulics to do anything. So that's what we're going to do. Since the tractor's headed up to the farm, we'll just use the pickup truck. So they also had a deal on a bag of seed and a bag of liquid fertilizer. They threw in as kind of a incentive on buying this planter. That is one good thing I like about the extra used vehicle options. All right, so yeah, we don't have hydraulics hooked up, but we don't need it just to tow it back to the house. So well, let's move around here. We'll get this fertilizer loaded in. And then we'll Yeah, that's a racket with those hopper boxes opening. All right, so we got that full. Well, not full, but we've got some in it there. As a matter of fact, I think we'll just... Ooh, we got a little bit of a lean there. We'll just drop this at the field and bring the tractor back down, because it is pretty much ready to go. Probably need some more seeds at some point, but we might be able to get through this one field with these seeds in here. We'll give it a shot anyway. All right, let's just pull over in the shade right now and wait. All right, let's go find the tractor. So this skid steer that we had, I'm going to need to get rid of that. I need to take the bucket over to the other location, and we'll get the skid steer returned. This dirty old manure spreader, I'm going to leave it right here. We'll clean it up later. Get that dropped off there, and let's hop in the cab for this ride back down to the field. So one thing I need to check, and I'm not sure, I don't think it is, but we'll double check to see if this planter is able to do no-till. I don't recall seeing that, but we'll check that out here in just a moment. Now this planter here I found just searching FS25 planters on itch.io. So if you're looking for it, just go do that. Should be able to find it. I think, well, I don't want to say who I think it was from because I may be wrong. I don't know for sure. So, yeah, just search for FS25 planters on itch.io. Probably find it. There's two versions. One's a row crop ready version, and the other is just a regular version. Tell you, those stickers on the back windshield make seeing out the back a little difficult. All right, got that. While we're waiting, let's check and see if it is row crop no-till. It didn't tell me there. Let's see. Actually it is. So this one you can no-till. All right, so we're going to work on this field right here. So we have corn selected. We have our fertilizer. Man, this sucker is bent, ain't it? Must have some flex in it. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get our row or steering assist on. We'll just do one headland, I believe. All right. All right, got it on, and we'll lower it down. There we go. We are planting corn. So for this year in game, we're going to have our rice. We've got some grass growing, and that's mainly for the sheep. We probably will have some excess bales, so we could probably sell some of those. So we're going to make hay, more than likely, out of that field. And then we're going to have this field, and then the big field over at the large farm. That's going to be corn. We're going to do corn this year. Mainly because we already had a corn header. That's if we don't swap combines before before harvest. We might, because that one's a little small, I think, going into the acreage that we're running now. So yeah, so that'll be our crops this year. I do want to try some other things if we go into another year on this playthrough, which I intend to do. So we'll see how things progress and what I may want to try going forward. So yeah, we've got corn to plant, a lot of corn to plant actually. So I better get at it. Well, all right, this field has not taken all that long, really. It's went pretty well. As you can see, I've got off track. I ended up going down the middle on my last pass. Oh well, it'll be fine. But we are, past midday. We're about 1 o'clock today. So what I need to do is take this tractor and the planter, move over to the big field. We hadn't used a whole lot of fertilizer or seeds, and if we take a look at the map here, you see that if we take the rolling off, it is actually not putting down fertilizer. Okay, so that's actually interesting. Huh. Okay, so anyway, we've got to get that figured out. That could be a problem. But we're going to move it over, get this last pass. Well, it looks like we've got another little section over there to the left we got to get done. And then I'm going to get to work on the big field. Now that field, have we put out fertilizer? We have. So, I don't know. That's interesting. The fertilizer may not be working. Just, I wonder if there's an option here. Maybe I got to turn it on. Let me see. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything odd here. We've got our ridge markers, which I'm not using. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well, another issue with another mod, potentially. But we'll continue going with it. It's not a huge deal because we can just put out some fertilizer after the fact. It's not a big deal. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure click that thumbs up button. That is very, very important. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I'd like you to go ahead and do that today. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that bell so that you're notified of all future content. I do appreciate you all for watching my videos, interacting through the comments, thumbs up, all of the good stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll see you back here next time. I hope each of you have a very blessed day.